What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, we're going to take a look at a very strong team for the Open Ultra League. It's meta for a reason. Cresselia, Virizion, and Trevenant right there. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Shout out to JackRipper239 for sharing these battles with us. Alright, let's see what this meta team can do. Granted, if you are an Open Ultra League, you need to be bringing the meta. We do have Cresselia on the lead versus a Dragonite. So, pretty positive lead matchup right here, especially with having that Moonblast for super effective damage. Now, they're deciding to stay in, and now they swap out into an Escavalier, so here comes the Virizion, doing neutral damage with that double kick, and so spammy with the Sacred Sword, as we are going to see, but they really need to watch out for Aerial Ace. Definitely need to watch out for that, or Mega Horn. So they do decide to shield the Mega Horn right there, which is good. This means it's a Drill Run, most likely Drill Run Mega Horn Escavalier. So the Sacred Sword now going to do a nice chunk of damage, and this is a situation where if they want to give up 2 shields, no, they're going to go ahead and throw again, or they could have potentially farmed down. Now, granted, you want to save at least 1 shield in these kind of situations, but they do get a shield back from the opponent. This is going to allow them to farm down, and they're going to go ahead and commit to that, giving up both shields now on Virizion, knowing that even if a Dragonite does come back in, they should be able to get off 2 Sacred Swords to it, maybe even 3. Even though it is resisted, it still does a decent chunk of damage. So here comes the first Sacred Sword. No shield right there, but look at that. That's just a decent chunk. For resisted damage that you have loaded energy on, we will take that chip damage all day long. Here comes the second one. Getting it low. It's going to try to farm down. Can it get to a third one in time? This might be enough to KO. Actually, looking at the health now, I think Dragonite will barely hang on, but honestly, that is a lot of respectable damage in a matchup which you definitely should be losing. So now they can come in with Cresselia. We do see a swap into Snorlax though. So Snorlax, somewhat of a good wall to Trevenant, but doing resisted damage if it is running Body Slam and Superpower. And Trevenant, while it does do super effective damage with the fast move, Trevenant here can chunk with Seed Bombs for neutral, which is honestly ideal because you can just get this Snorlax out of the way, force that final shield from the opponent, and Cresselia should be able to take this one. So here comes the first charge move. Are we going to see a spicy Heavy Slam? No, it's going to be a Body Slam right there. It's going to be resisted. Trevenant can hang on, throwing the next Seed Bomb. Now, knowing that Dragonite doesn't have a lot of health, we'll likely see the final shield be given up there on the Snorlax like we do. As Snorlax is going to try to go for another one, and they do get to it in time. But will this Body Slam be enough? If it's Superpower, it might be able to do it. No, Body Slam. No, not enough right there. They do get to the Seed Bomb, but a fast swap into Dragonite to throw the charge move, but ultimately, I think that's going to spell a good game because Cresselia can just farm down now with Psycho Cut and then go for a Moonblast here versus the Snorlax. Now, do notice that this Cresselia doesn't have Grass Knot, which most people do run it on, but honestly, Future Sight and Moonblast still does really well, and that Future Sight definitely helps out against stuff like Talonflame. Alright, so we see a Pidgeot here on the lead. I wonder if this is going to be Pidgeot, Virizion, and Cobalion, but we will have to see. They're going to go ahead and go for the Future Sight right now to just do as much neutral damage as possible. Since Cresselia is part Psychic typing, it will do, not part Psychic typing, it's full Psychic typing. And they're getting a bit of lag right there. I don't know about you guys. For me, it has been slightly laggy lately ever since that update, and I've noticed a lot of you guys have said it in the last YouTube video. So you guys are not alone. It's not an isolated incident. It's obviously something to do with the last update. But here comes the next Future Sight, going to be forcing that first shield of this game, which is obviously very nice. And they're probably going to no-shield this one as well. If this is a Brave Bird, that's okay. Oh, they do decide to shield the Brave Bird, so it is a good catch there on energy. We do see a Shadow Walrein be swapped in, so this is where Virizion can really go to town. They're going to go ahead and no-shield the first Ice Whisper as well. It does do super effective damage, but not enough to one-shot. Now, these Leaf Blades, on the other hand, need to be respected here from the Shadow Walrein. Will they shield it? Nope, they're going to go ahead and let it go. That means they're going to be able to get to another one in time, forcing that final shield from the opponent, or just soft winning this mid-game matchup, which they do soft win, and having low HP where Pidgeot really can't farm down too much energy. I think it might just be 2 gusts right here from the Pidgeot. There's one. No, it's just 1 gust. Even better. 1 gust. That is perfect. They're going to be able to get to this Moonblast as well. Oh, nope. They're going to go ahead and throw the charge move. They will shield it. Oh, man. What could be in the back? We saw the Wall Rain. It's got to be another tank somehow, or another water potentially. So if it's another water, Trevenant is going to be looking very strong to close it out. And it's a Swampert. It's another water. So that's a good game. And let's see if they decide to surrender. No, they're going to stay in. So maybe they do have Sludge Wave, and they're hoping they can get a Sludge Wave Hydro Cannon off. But honestly, Trevenant right here with double Seed Bomb should be able to wrap this one up, as they do get a shield. And they did sneak through that last fast move. So even if this is a Sludge Wave, nope, it's not. It's just a Hydro Cannon. Trevenant should be able to get this one in time. And that is going to be a good battle. Very well played. First boom of the video. Boom! One-shots it right there. Good job, Trevenant. All right. Again, this is a very, very strong team. Double Grass with a Cresselia lead, which makes sense why they have Future Sight as well to help out against Talonflame. So now we have a XL Clefable here on the lead. Thicky Charmer right here, and obviously it can do well against this whole team, so it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it. And Go Battle Lag comes in. You know, there's three things in life that are guaranteed: death, taxes, and Go Battle Lag. You can never escape it because it's just always there. So they're going to go ahead and get to the second charge move, and it probably is just going to be that Meteor Mash, which they do decide to shield. And now Cresselia looking to... Oh, we see a swap out into an Obstagoon, so the Virizion now is going to come in and lock it down. This is actually a really nice situation because they could potentially farm down. And in situations against the Clefable, having the Leaf Blade is going to be very nice for neutral damage. They're also going to undercharge this. They know they need to farm this thing down, so they're going to go ahead and do just that. Double kick it all the way down and try to get to 2 Leaf Blades there against Clefable to force those shields in this matchup. Here we go. They should be able to farm down, and they should be able to get to 2 Leaf Blades now against Clefable. This is going to be very close. Here's the first one. Oh, those charms are chunking. They're not going to be able to get to 2 because they didn't throw it right away. So unfortunately, Clefable did sneak through a fast move, and they will go down. That is super unfortunate for them. Had they just thrown the Leaf Blade right away, done a double kick, and then thrown it again, they could have forced 2 shields, which is unfortunate. Sometimes that happens. But they do get a final shield from the opponent, so they must be weak in the back to Trevenant. So they're going to go ahead and shield and try to farm down with Shadow Claw. Let's see if they can pull it off. Final Pokemon is going to be an Empoleon, so they're going to go ahead and go for the Seed Bomb. I wonder if it's actually better to just go straight for the Shadow Ball in this situation. But either way, they will swap out now into the Cresselia as they do decide to go for Hydro Cannon. I don't think this is going to be enough to take it out, but this is going to be a very close endgame because Empoleon might just be able to farm down. Future Sight and Moonblast are both resisted, but hopefully this does enough damage where it gets the Empoleon there low enough. Oh, they do get to the Moonblast in time. That's huge. Had they not gotten to this Moonblast, I think it would have been a good game because Empoleon could have just thrown a Dropack versus the Trevenant. We do see the Clefable come back in, but they're very close to another charge move, so they should be able to close this one out. Maybe even with just Shadow Claw. They do get it with Shadow Claw right there. So good game, very well played. All right, moving into the next one, we have Cresselia on the lead versus Tapu Fini. Okay, so they can threaten with Grass Knot potentially, right? But the opponent doesn't know that. But they do have access to Moonblast and Future Sight, which is still nice neutral damage. Now we do see a swap out into Cobalion. There's got to be the Virizion in the back. Tapu Fini paired with those two is also a very nice combination. And they will bring in the Virizion here into this matchup, doing as much neutral damage as possible. But they do CMP tie. Now this is a shiny Cobalion as well, which is obviously a huge flex by the opponent. And if they have shiny Virizion as well, that's going to be beautiful to see. They're going to go ahead and go for that Sacred Sword now. Cobalion lets it go, and they will farm down. Now, Virizion in this situation is going to be very nice because it can do super effective damage. And it is a Virizion in the back, a shiny one too, which is beautiful to see. Sacred Sword here going to be doing some nice neutral damage, and that's honestly going to be a good game, knowing that there is still a Trevenant lurking in the back to handle the Tapu Fini, knowing there is a Cresselia to handle the Virizion on the opponent's side. This is looking to be a good game as they will be able to get to potentially 2 Sacred Swords here in this matchup. Here comes the first one. Yep, they should be. Oh no, they decided to throw. That's fine. This is going to be able to wrap this game up. They can easily come in with Trevenant and just farm down. You're going to be resisting Shadow Claw. They actually decide to come in with the Cresselia, which is fine as well. But Leaf Blade and Sacred Sword, you were resisting both on the Trevenant because of the typings. So let's see if, yeah, it is just going to be another Leaf Blade right there. They weren't running something spicy like maybe a Stone Edge potentially. They're going to go ahead and go for the Moonblast now, but honestly, this is going to be a good game. Then they know it. Tapu Fini now coming in, hoping to win this one. Maybe they think, oh, maybe they got a Talonflame in the back, and if Tapu Fini can just water gun down this Cresselia, they would have hope. But no, there is sadly a Trevenant. You and I both know it, but the opponent does not. So they're probably just going to throw this Future Sight and swap out. I would see a swap. Nope, they're going to stay in with Cresselia. Okay. By this point, I would have just swapped in the Trevenant so the opponent knows to just surrender so we can move into the next battle. But that's okay. Here comes the next Surf, going to be taking out, not barely taking out the Cresselia, as they do get to one more Future Sight. And now you have to swap right here. Like, you don't want to get farmed down by the Tapu Fini. So, yeah, they do swap. And that is going to be a surrender right there. So, good games, very well played. Moving into, I believe, the final battle here. We do have Alolan Muck on the lead. So, Alolan Muck, very strong against this whole team, right? Poison Jab and Dark Pulse. Really strong coverage, so we'll have to see how they decide to handle it. And they're gonna stay in with Cresselia, which, if the opponent is reading this correctly, could spell disaster if they decide to shield up. And the Cresselia knows it. They're gonna go ahead and shield the Dark Pulse. They want to get this Muck out of there because Muck, Dark Pulse, Poison Jab, gonna be so strong against this whole team. And here comes another charge move. The Cresselia is gonna go ahead and let it go, but honestly, in this situation, you have to pray that the Alolan Muck decides to no-shield these charge moves. Now, granted, I think if it was a Snarl Alolan Muck, I'd be a bit more scared. Nope, they let it go. This might just seal the fate right here, because getting that Muck that low is going to allow Virizion to farm down with Double Kick. Here comes the next Moonblast, and they decide to shield that one and now swap out into Cresselia, so the Trevenant is going to go ahead and come in and lock it down, doing super effective damage with that Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball as well. Not going to one-shot because Cresselia is extremely tanky, but my goodness, it's going to do a lot of damage. They're going to go ahead and load up on some energy and go for the Shadow Ball right here. We got some messages coming in right there, but Shadow Ball, not enough to take out the Cresselia, and they decide to go for the Seed Bomb right away instead of getting hit by another charge move. They want to maintain some health here, and they do get the final shield. Very, very interesting turn of events. Do you shield this right here? No, you have to let it go. Pray that the Moonblast is not going to be enough damage, but it is. Trevenant does go down, and honestly, I think you come in with Cresselia and Psycho cut it down. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and come in with the Cresselia. They should... Oh, this is going to be so close. No, they don't get to it in time. They have to let this go. It is going to be up to Virizion to try to sweep this game. Grass Knot actually not enough to take it out, so they will get the Moonblast off. But right when this Pokemon goes down, you need to be clicking on that Virizion, which is exactly what they're doing. Get it out onto the field as fast as possible. And let's see what that third Pokemon is going to be. It's going to be a Swampert. This is looking to be a good game, very well played. Leaf Blade's going to be one-shotting. They swap into the Muck, and they will just throw the Leaf Blade here. Even though it is resisted, it should be enough to take it out, and it is, and that is going to be a good game. Swampert does not want to get hit by the Leaf Blade, and they do decide to surrender. So, some beautiful matches right there. A very, very, very strong team. I mean, honestly, we know Virizion since the start of this Ultra League rotation with the update with Double Kick and Sacred Sword. It is meta, it is strong, and you pair it with Cresselia and Trevenant, that's a really nice combination that you guys have right there. So, shout out to JackRipper239 for sharing these battles with us. Thanks for the awesome team, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.